I've spent many years working in luxury hotels, where the highest profile guests behave in ways that would surprise anyone who does not understand how power affects privacy. I have seen politicians, athletes, and global business figures change the moment they pass through the lobby doors. The hotel becomes a world where they believe no one sees their choices. I learned quickly that wealth does not create discipline. Many VIP guests treat the hotel as a place where consequences feel distant. They follow different rules once they step into their suites. I worked as a night manager in a well-known five-star property, and this position placed me directly between powerful guests and the staff who feared the impact of a single mistake. Every night created a new situation that demanded silence, judgment, and quick decisions. The more influence a guest held outside the hotel, the more unpredictable the night became inside it. Some VIP guests arrived quietly and hoped for peace. Others arrived with an entourage and wanted attention from every corner of the building. The difference in energy shaped the entire shift before I even checked the occupancy report. Behind closed doors, the image they presented to the world disappeared. Real personalities surfaced in the privacy of their suites. My job required strict confidentiality, but that confidentiality exposed me to behavior that very few people ever witness. One of the first lessons I learned was that power creates a strange form of loneliness. The more important the guest, the more likely they were to seek private company away from their public life. Some wanted romance, some wanted thrill, and some wanted someone who simply did not care about their status. I once escorted a globally recognized figure to a penthouse that had been prepared hours in advance. By the time he reached the elevator, he had already requested that no phone calls, messages, or staff approaches be allowed without my approval. He wanted complete isolation. When he returned the next morning, he smiled in a way that suggested he had escaped from his own life for a moment. Another time, I watched a high-profile guest check in with a partner who was not the person appearing in the tabloids. They spoke softly and avoided eye contact in the lobby. Inside the suite, their tone changed entirely. Privacy gave them the freedom that public image denied them. Some guests carried secrets that spread tension through the entire property. When a famous athlete brought a visitor to his suite, security tightened immediately because the potential fallout could affect more than the hotel. The manager on duty became responsible for preventing anyone from recording a moment that could destroy a reputation. There were nights when the lines between personal freedom and ethical boundaries blurred. The staff faced pressure to cooperate, even when they felt uncomfortable. My role was to protect the staff, while also maintaining the illusion of seamless luxury for the guest. When a VIP guest requested an escort to the private elevator, it was rarely because of luggage or convenience. It was often because someone unexpected waited upstairs. The staff understood the situation without needing explanations. Silence was part of the uniform. The hotel world teaches you that everyone is human, regardless of status. The scandals you imagine from tabloids are often mild compared to what occurs behind suite doors. A VIP affair can unfold within minutes and dissolve by sunrise, leaving no trace except a room service tray. Some of the most intense situations came from political figures who traveled without their families. They carried pressure that ordinary people never experience. When they entered the suite, their shoulders dropped and their voices softened. For a few hours, they were not public symbols, but private individuals searching for escape. I remember one evening when a global businessman requested immediate access to the penthouse. Everything indicated a normal stay until a second guest arrived without registration. The tension in his expression made me understand the sensitivity of the visit. My responsibility was to ensure that no staff member accidentally photographed or recorded anything. VIP families brought a different kind of challenge. Affairs inside suites were not limited to guests traveling alone. Even influential couples faced their own private battles. I once mediated a conflict between two well-known partners who discovered conflicting messages on a device left in the suite. They argued in whispers because they feared recognition more than the argument itself. The deeper I worked in this world, the more I understood that secrecy is the real currency of luxury hotels. Guests pay for privacy as much as they pay for comfort. Every affair hidden in a penthouse suite reinforces that belief. The staff often predicted dramas before they happened. A change in tone at check-in, a sudden request for amenities or a late-night warning about noise levels revealed more than the guests realized. Patterns formed over time, and these patterns became our internal map of human behavior. Some VIP guests brought assistants who managed every detail, including the affairs they wanted to hide. Assistants scheduled visitors, coordinated transport, and ensured no encounters overlapped. They acted with precision because a single mistake could damage careers. There were moments when I wondered how many public scandals I had unknowingly prevented. The hotel protected reputations without acknowledgement. My role was to ensure that no situation crossed into danger or disrespect for the staff. At about this point in the script, we place the mandatory CTA, naturally blended into the narrative. Let us know where you are watching from and on which device. We love seeing all the places our viewers are tuning in from. Thank you. Returning to the story, some VIP guests formed temporary relationships with staff members despite strict policies. These connections created risk for both sides. The staff member faced disciplinary action, while the guest faced a public relations disaster if the information leaked. The emotional charge inside these suites was intense. Many affairs were built on secrecy rather than genuine connection. When the night ended, the guest left for another city, another hotel, and another temporary escape. One of the most surprising things was how quickly trust could form between a guest and the staff. VIP guests relied on us more than on people in their personal lives. They shared fears, frustrations, and secrets that they could not reveal anywhere else. Some visitors brought gifts to staff members after a confidential situation was handled well. Others left handwritten notes expressing gratitude for a silent favor. These gestures reminded us that even powerful individuals crave human connection. On rare occasions, the hotel had to intervene when an affair became unstable. Emotional conflicts created noise disturbances or requests for additional security. My team had to defuse the situation without drawing attention from nearby guests. The most dramatic night I experienced involved a public figure who initiated two different affairs inside the same visit. Only a carefully coordinated schedule prevented a direct encounter. The stress on the staff was enormous, but the night ended without incident. Working in this environment changed my understanding of privacy. I learned that secrets shape lives more than status does. The hotel became a theater where reputation and desire fought for control. Many VIP affairs remain hidden forever because the people who witness them understand the cost of disclosure. The staff sees more than anyone imagines, but loyalty and professionalism keep those stories behind the door. Even now, when I walk through a quiet hallway, I remember how many stories unfolded inside the suites. Every closed door held a moment that could alter a life if revealed. Every whisper carried weight. This is the reality of VIP affairs behind hotel walls. They are not glamorous or cinematic. They are fragile and deeply human.